With a period of more than 2 years in power, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has defined his goal in power and the strategies to achieve his goals. President Tinubu has two goals. The first goal is to loot Nigeria financially. I will explain. And the second goal, to do nothing substantial for Nigeria, but to get second term in office. Those are the two goals. One, to loot, and two, to get second term. Let me explain. The economic strategy of Bola Ahmed Tinubu to loot Nigeria is one, to, as he did, immediately declare that fuel subsidy is gone, like a military dictator issuing out a decree. The very first day in office, fuel subsidy is gone. Of course, there is nothing like fuel subsidy, even though the claim has been there before Tinubu. But in reality, there's nothing like fuel subsidy in a nation exporting petroleum to other countries and getting real money to run Nigeria. So there's nothing like fuel subsidy, but a strategy for looting began with fuel subsidy is gone, and later that all other subsidies are gone. The subsidies that should have been taken care of, particularly if the so-called fuel subsidy were to be gone. But of course, there's nothing like fuel subsidy, but an excuse for escalating fuel price. And then to float fraud-prone palliative schemes. As you can see, I am not making this up. I'm saying it from our experience of what Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been doing since he attained power from the very first day on May 29, 2023, when he declared the non-existent fuel subsidy gone. And not long after that, all other subsidies are gone. And of course, Nigerians are not told where the fuel subsidy is going and other subsidies are going. So, looting, capped with floating fraud-prone palliative schemes, including the claim that he is transferring funds to indigent households while paying workers less than living wage. Another economic strategy, financial strategy of Tinubu is to satisfy the legislature and the judiciary financially to secure himself in office, as it were. You will see that unlike for other workers, the judiciary has also been economically considered, and the judiciary is not complaining, just like the legislature is not complaining. So these are people that Tinubu consider should be satisfied to secure himself in office. Another people is workers, unions, leaders. and the strategy is to collude with them against the workers, as in the case of the Nigerian Labour Congress and Trade Union Congress, who, after having whose leaders, which leaders, after having tete-a-tete with Bola Ahmed Tinubu, accepted 70,000 as minimum wage, given the lame excuse that Tinubu said he will increase fuel price should they ask for more than 70,000 naira, rather than telling Tinubu to reverse all the increments he has made if he wanted them to accept 70,000 as minimum wage. No, they didn't do that. So Tinubu's strategy is very clear: to collude with the workers' unions leaders against the workers. As also in the case of the Academic Staff Union of Nigerian Universities, to which President Bola Ahmed Tinubu gave another fraudulent end academic allowance. That is not end academic allowance of any worker, but a bribe concocted between ASU leadership and government and shared with the non-academic unions, which leaders also know the millions they get for themselves from the so-called end academic allowance. So those are the economic strategies of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Immediately declared that fuel subsidy is gone, and not long after, all other subsidies are gone. Satisfy the legislature, the judiciary, and workers' unions leaders to be able to pay, to exploit the workers, and then satisfy Christianity and Islam, or rather Islam and Christianity, so that the clerics of the two religions can be helping him to calm the populace. Let us be patient. It is a long time destruction. It will take time to build and things like that. So Tinubu is very strategic, very, very strategic. And the other one, Tinubu has no plan outside of that on how to stop the war against the Boko Haram Muslim community, still intact. The S-men terrorism, still intact. So Tinubu is just biding his time, creating distractions about age of entering tertiary academic institution and student loan. Well, of course, that is part of the fraudulent palliative schemes created by Bola Ahmed Tinubu, as I said, as a way of looting the country. So there's nothing Tinubu can hide anymore. What I'm saying is not what Tinubu will do, it's what Tinubu has done and is doing. You see it? So what is left for him now is how to bid his time to secure a second term. As I said, two goals: to loot the nation and get second term like Muhammadu Buhari. Because as brutal as Muhammadu Buhari was, as incompetent as he was, he got second term. Partly not with the support of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is very powerful, with particular reference to the Southwest with 6 states. So that is it. There's nothing Tinubu can say again. He doesn't want to a peace with the Boko Haram Muslim community. He doesn't want to outlaw grazing of cattle in agrarian fields. He doesn't want to restructure Nigeria. Nothing. Just how to loot. And he has mapped out his strategies. First subsidy is gone. All other subsidies is gone. The legislature, the judiciary must be satisfied. Christianity and Islam must be satisfied. Workers' unions leaders must be satisfied. So who else is there to question his authority or to constitute any strong opposition against him? Nobody. So what remains is how to travel, create distractions, and 4 years gone. 4 years are gone, and talk about economic reform and other things and even deny that insecurities are as serious as they are serious, so that he can get re-elected. That is the strategy. So it's very clear and plain, except to those who are benefiting from his presidency and others hoping to benefit from his presidency, and others who envy him. Seyi Makinde is, supported, though a PDP, people like Yeson Wike, Seyi Makinde, and people like that, or even governors of PDP that have decamped into the APC because they don't see anything wrong with what Bola Ahmed Tinubu is doing. But it's very clear that it's not for common people, not even for workers. So that is the Tinubu for you. It's now left to you to think that it should be the next, it should be given second term. But don't forget what happened when you gave second term to Muhammadu Buhari. It's like that. Even the best of them, Olusegun Obasanjo, in his second term, 3 days to leaving office, increased fuel price because he knew that he has nothing at stake anymore. So second term, let us be very, very careful with people seeking second term. If the politicians don't want to eradicate second term, Nigerians can do it by mobilizing against second term at federal and state levels. It can be done. They will say, in principle, we are not going to vote for any second term. Let's look for another person. If they like, let them change the term to 5 years single term. But if they don't change it, the people themselves can decide as a fundamental option to say we will not vote for anybody's second term. Do your 4 years, go and rest. Let somebody else come in there. You see, because they do minimally to satisfy the people in the first time, but the second time is usually for looting and executing agendas that could not be executed by somebody seeking second term, as I keep saying. But Tinubu has nothing regarding war against Boko Haram, herdsmen terrorism, restructuring Nigeria. You'd see that he's dodging all those. It's not even mentioning them, So, and that was how he was even before becoming the president. So he's not interested in all that, but how to loot the economy. And he has mapped out his strategy, And so what we are saying now is X-raying what he's doing, not what he will do, or, it's not about that.